All right, so let me ask you this question. And I have a very specific reason for asking you this. Does a human, in order for a language to have this power, does it require a human to hear it, to understand it? So in other words, is the power of language that we have seen in all of these scriptures, is that power in language itself? Or is the power in the hearer when a human being or some other kind of being hears the language that is spoken? And my answer to that is that the power is in the language itself, that God created language to be this powerful. God has ordained the power of language. And it does not require a person or any kind of being to hear it or to understand it in order for language to have that power, that creative power, that power to kill or to bring life, to save, to justify or condemn. It is the powers within the language itself. And so here's why I'm saying this. Does this make sense so far? Here's why I'm saying this. Because remember, a lot of people are bothered by the fact that speaking in tongues does not involve your brain, that your brain is not aware of what you are saying. And for them, makes them nervous. They're suspicious of it because of that. But what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter if your brain doesn't understand what is being said. The Holy Spirit is praying through your spirit, is praying in accordance with the will of God. And that language itself, whether your brain understands it or not, that language itself contains power. It is containing the will of God. It is verbalizing the will of God, putting it out there into the atmosphere, the will of God. And that is very, very powerful. And I'm getting ready to talk more in depth about that part of it in just a minute. So what I believe, this is one of the most important reasons for speaking in tongues. This is the power behind speaking in tongues, is that it helps to accomplish the will of God, to verbalize the will of God. The power of language helps accomplish God's will on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now, does God need us to speak in tongues to accomplish his will? Does he need us to pray in alignment with his will in order for his will to be accomplished? Of course not. Of course not. He does not. He's sovereign. He can do whatever he wants. But for one reason or another, we can see in the Bible, in the New Testament and the Old Testament, that God chooses over and over and over again to accomplish his will on earth using human beings. Now, only God knows why he does that and tries to use us because we are stupid, but he does. And this is what he chooses over and over and over again. It's part of his covenant with humanity, is that he will not impose his will on us. And so he chooses to work through us, to actually partner with us to accomplish his will on earth as it is in heaven. And I believe he'd be much better off if he would just push us out of the way and just do what he wants, because we screw it up all the time. But this is the way that he chooses to work. And so I believe that one of the most important reasons for speaking in tongues, praying in tongues, is that we are verbalizing the will of God. We are putting language out there that it is in alignment with the will of God. And I believe that helps accomplish his will on earth. And it's very, very powerful.